Hi ladies, so I'm really sorry that I've been away. I've had very good reason why I've been away. I think it's been roughly about almost 4 weeks since I last updated you, and I've been feeling awful about it, but I have been trying to get my head around some stuff that's been going on. And also where I'm staying right now doesn't have internet, so it would have been hard to do a video and upload it. So this is my 33-week pregnancy update. The last update I did, I was 29. At 29 weeks, I think I spoke briefly about my baby being small. And I'm just gonna jump into what's been happening over the last few weeks. So 2 weeks after that sort of happened, we had our 3D scan and she was measuring small. I ended up in hospital for reduced movements, and whilst I was at the hospital, they did they put me on a monitor, like the baby heart rate monitors. I think they're called a trace, and she had slowed down, but obviously every single baby, I don't know what it is about babies, but every single baby can be moving like not at all day, and then as soon as they go on one of those machines, that's the time they decide to wake up, which was the case with our little girl. But they did do some swabs because I've been having some leakages going on. Now, my swab came back negative for waters, but positive for preterm labour. So I ended up being rushed to another hospital where they could keep an eye on me just in case I did deliver early, and that if I did, then there was a special baby unit there. Whilst I was there, they did inject me with steroid injections just to make sure that if she did come out, her lungs were developed properly. And oh my god, those injections were terrible. They were so painful. I don't know, and I don't mean to worry anybody if they have to have them, but honestly, they are not good. And whilst I was there, it was picked up again that she was measuring small. As a bump measurement, she was measuring small. And I did say to them, something's not right. Like, she's small, and I know she's small. And I would rather just have her checked out that way. And they said that they would do a scan regardless, just to make sure everything was okay. If I'm in preterm labour, they always do a scan. So they ended up doing a scan in the one hospital that I was at, that I got rushed to, and she was measuring 4 weeks behind. She'd completely dropped off of the percentile things. They do it sort of like they have like a graph, and she completely dropped off. She was too small. And they'd also said that they just said that she was measuring small and that something wasn't right, whether it's the beginning of my placenta starting to fail or, something's just not right. So I spent 24 hours in that hospital. Once they deemed that I wasn't gonna literally give birth there and then, they sent me back to my hospital because there were some beds. So I got transferred back. And when I got back to my actual hospital, they decided that everything that the hospital I'd been sent to was a waste of time, and they wasn't going to trust it because there's no way that she could be measuring 4 weeks behind. There's no way. They didn't believe it. So we then had another scan done to find that she is measuring not 4 weeks behind, but she is actually measuring 3 weeks behind, and she has such a low water level around her. She's still breech at the moment, and she can't even turn from breech to head down because there is no water there for her to do it. That scan that they did, it was over my belly, and it was painful. And the reason it was painful was because where she is and there's no water, when they push down on her, she then pushes against everything. So she's pushing against kidneys, spine, everything. There's no protection for me, there's no protection for her. And she's still got her legs above her head, which she has. I'll show you very quickly what I mean about legs above her head. So this is her face and her nose and her eyes, and this is her leg. The other leg is actually above her head as well. And the reason why they're up there, and we've been saying, or everybody likes to say, oh, she's stubborn, but at this last scan we realised she wasn't actually being stubborn. She physically can't move her legs from this to down because there's no water around her. So I've been really panicked, and the hospital said to us that, well, it depends who you ask actually. After the scan, half the hospital staff said to us, she needs to come out. She has to come out. And then the consultant that we saw came in and said, well, I want to give it 1 more week and let's scan her and let's just see how she's doing. So it's probably been one of the hardest, toughest weeks of my life, waiting for answers, and nobody can give them to me. It is literally going to be an hour by hour update until I can get some answers, and that's what has been getting to me, as well as all of this stuff with her. We've been in the middle of moving, and you know, it's hard to come to the realization that I've gone from having 7 weeks left to possibly her coming any day now to, they've said that they probably will not let me go over 37 weeks, but there's a high possibility that between 34 and 35, if nothing's improved, then they're going to get her out. So it's been hard with all of this to go, you know, this going on to update, which is why I haven't actually updated, as well as not having any internet. It's been hard trying to get my head around the fact that, you know, I may be a mum a lot sooner than I thought I was going to be. And also, it's knowing now, because I'd planned for sort of a natural birth to, I will most likely definitely have a C-section, and then on top of that there is a high chance that I'll have a premature baby, because even if she's born at 37 weeks, when I'm 37 weeks, she'll be 3 weeks behind that. So if she's born at 34 weeks, she'll be 31 weeks, she'll be measuring 31 weeks. So it has literally been a very long, stressful 4 weeks, and I've been hoping to keep you guys updated. I'm going to keep it short, guys, because it's already about 8 minutes. Yeah, I would like to thank you for your support. I will hopefully be getting back to you very, very quickly. If you have any questions or comments, or if any of you guys, please, if any of you guys have had this where the water levels have dropped and they don't seem to be getting better, and the baby for some unknown reason isn't growing at a normal rate, you know, anything like this, if you could please just drop me a comment in the comment box, and you know, even if it's just how you coped with a premature baby, or how you coped with the fact that you went from having so many weeks left to then going to, you know, to be told you're going to be having a C-section, I would be very much appreciating it. I would do a bump shot, but honestly, from the last time that I took one to now, there has been no difference at all. I know there hasn't, because I've been measuring and there has been none. So I would just like to thank you guys, and I will keep you posted. Thank you for watching this video.